which would require another armory. Yeah. And we can make the throne room now. Well, isn't that amazing? Do I have it in my list already? I do. Oh. The former seat of the power of Orindia Ares before the current era and the rise of the Red Banner. So yeah, Oris or Orinda Oris. Why is it called that, by the way? Orinda Ares. What is Orin? Other than the emissary of the Nine, which will no one understand unless me. I was very tempted to take the no gold shit. I was very tempted to take the potential shelter for the upgrade thing. For the upgraded tests. We're doing this probably in security. Whatever we find first, I would also happily take an office. Although I'm very certain we don't need the tip anymore. What would the final word be? Water bridge? West bridge? Or something like that? Like, we have pretty much already found it. So whatever it would be, we know it. Office would be great for chess. Yeah, I don't want to switch it now. I still have things to do. With the torch, so I don't want to get rid of the knight yet. Give me something. Come on, do it. The billiard room. Okay. One of my favorite rooms. I like math. Speak easy, basic edition. So that's the baby room. If you call it a day in the break room, tomorrow you will begin the day with a staff keycard. What is a staff keycard? Is it just the keycard? Like the thing that opens security doors? Yes. Ooh. Adds Great Hall, Foyer, and Secret Passage into today's draft pool. They are already in there. I would just flood my pool with more things. I think this is a no-brainer. I would argue. This is a no-brainer. Huge. One of the best rooms just got even better. By the way, this is not what I wanted to do. Well, it is, but there's more. I'm not starting with it now, though. So I'm leaving this untouched for now. I'm going to refill my coffee in a moment. Ooh. Tempting. But given how many problems we currently have with keys, I will just take a 35% chance of getting keys. This, however, now more or less implies me to do this. To trigger this as often as I can. And I'm just going to manifest a utility closet somewhere. Like here! I have RTA to me 16 meters to the right. And don't forget about what you just unlocked. The throne room. Yes, 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 the throne room. Okay. The throne room is actually with 5 things, the throne room is incredibly expensive. I don't know how many times I need that though. Gonna be honest, I have one more axe, I think. I have one more axe. I was thinking about doing the obvious and taking the attic for 8 items. Maybe, however, I am going to take this on the throne room. Not sure. What I am going to do, however, this is already rare. Okay. Office is standard. Workshop is also standard because I have still a lot of things to do. With the satellite, the experimental things from Zynka, yeah. Sure, if I see them, I will understand, I guess. Good. I need gems. One of those is the exploit to remove... One of these is the exploit they removed in the quality of life update. Okay. This box and the blue box are both false. This box and the blue box are both false. Don't help me. This statement is of no help at all. The gems are in the black box. Sure they are. Okay. We have gems. Maybe even gems. You know I take a dead end here. You basically had a room that gives you... You basically had a room that gives you less than 10 steps every time you enter it. And the experiment was open map, lose 10 steps, then. Oh, if you have more than... That gives you more than 10... Oh, something that gives you more than 10 steps and an experiment that takes 10 away. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, this is... Oof. I could see the problem with that, yeah. The first thing that comes to mind immediately is add permanent 1 to your allowance. That would have been very funny. Treasure trove, nice. Conference room, better. And stars. I have never seen this thing giving me stars, but whatever. Nursery for item. You know, I take a key. Given that I don't have many keys most of the time, I take the key. And spread dirt on the hallways is also terrible if there are 1,000 holes. I don't see a problem with that at all. I don't know what you mean. Garage good for keys. Library good for exotic rooms. Well, not exotic. You know what I mean. Shut up. And you're looking in the correct direction. Holy shit. Game being helpful right now. Okay, we had this, so we are taking this now. The unredacted version, effectively. Ooh. Yeah. I basically have to because I have money and I want things. Shovel. Metal detector. Sleeping mask. Perfect. I will come back. Prost. Well, shit. I have a key for today. I have a key for you. Okay. You are a lie. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. Well, you are a lie. Back to the chapel. Yippee! By the way, shovel. Neat. I love keys. Keys. We go around. Give me something straight or whatever. Gift shop good. Gift shop too good. Top Cove. Bedroom for progress. Huge. Utility closet. Oh, perfect, my dude. Very good. Coin. Armory. Yes. Well, we still have things to do with this. So, sure. And I'm taking you as well. Because I have no other reason. Okay. Bad. Now, I have to. Now I have the commissary. Ooh, tempting. You're looking in the wrong direction, though. What do I have? Metal detector and shovel is a thing. Those things are not craftable, I feel like. And this is, I don't know what you want to craft with a sleeping mask. Give me a dead end. And then I'm just hoping that, I don't know, we're getting something useful from the security door. That counts as an item? Ah, whatever. Not the best, let me tell you that. Hello, dickhead. I just had an hallucination and I thought that is the security keycard, which we will get starting from today. If we find the correct room, that is. That is the correct room, but I basically have to take something that goes upward. Can I take the courtyard because of potential items? Yep. And I got a key. And I got a bigger key. Huge. I got a key. I got a dice from the experiment. Normal key. Green rooms are mobility. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, compass for movement. Thing for thing. Well, can you have some utility inside as well and not money? Because that would be really helpful right now. Why can I not start digging? Eight gems. It is a portable treasure trophy room. Huh. Moon pendant may be interesting. I'm taking the silver key because I need something that goes to the right. Like that. And the dining room for energy? Yes. Oh, pizza. Wait, you're not gone? A key. Huge. Very good. I have to. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, when the game really wants you to stop this day, it gives you this on that direction. Is it my luck? Is it something I have done wrong, or should I go to the conservatory 1 gorillion times and make this room and this room and this room like 1,000 times more rare? Is it something I have done to make the games mad? Is it my fault that I fuck up? Bedroom, I guess. That's all of it. This actually, now they are open at least. Yes. Arguably good. That will save us at least some keys because we do not have these. Look at this. Office room and music room and maid office all looking into the wrong direction. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck is this? Okay, hear me out. I'm taking the office, looking for that one writing in here, which will most likely have west. Yep. Written in small. This was just a confirmation thing. Like, I found the thing already, but yes, it is west. What is this? What is this, ladies and gentlemen? Why is this game immediately telling me to stop playing now? Okay, maybe the Macarellum has an open door. Yes, it has. Good. And I'm even having a closed door as well. Pool, good. Locksmith. Every single time. Like, I need to put the guest room down immediately. How high is the chance for the bedroom? The guest room. common place. Yeah, okay. You are... The moment I find you, I'm putting you on, I don't know, like... unusual. Oh, and the outside communication is not good. The outside communication is no longer blocked, so maybe we should search up some more computers. We have security for this. Cool. I can't interact with this yet. I don't have the magnifying glass. Okay, anyway. So maybe there are 9. Yeah, maybe there are 9 classrooms. Solarium I sometimes get, even though I don't have it, technically. So, this one I know, this one I know, this one I don't. Tomorrow you will start with 1 key for each clock thing you draft today. That is amazing, given my extensive lack of keys. Now give me the exact same thing for ivory dices, and I need like 10 of those. Oh, you're making it... You evil game. You evil, evil game. Making this room useless. This able to progress, and this a dead end. This game is like... It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. Dead end, dead end. We could redraw, but throne room. Oh. Sanctuary key. Alright, I listen. Huh, how funny. In the throne room is a king. Makes sense. That's Orinda. Ares, whatever. An alternative for room 46. Neat. Remember when I said the second king makes a lot of sense? Yeah. Can I shit on this? Well, I can't shit in the lavatory, so obviously I can't shit on that. That's nice, but I'm going to tell you right now, this room is a bit too big and too filled with stuff for not having something else. Do I have the torch? I do have the torch. I can not put them on though. Okay. You are... What are you? You are FO3. FO4 actually. That means the current FO4, being the conservatory, is now FO5. And FO4, the throne room, has no power interaction, no torch interaction. Can I... Do I have a sledgehammer? No. Could I be... Should I be able to smash like the knights? Probably not. Right? That would be a bit weird. Well, anyway, that's a cool room. It's very expensive. But I'm gonna tell you, this is not enough to justify a payment of 5 gems. I am betting my left nut hair that there is way more to this room that meets the eye. Which I cannot go now. We are in the game yet. We are in the game still. Please be open. Oh, you're obviously open. Planetarium, mailroom, laboratory. Mailroom, laboratory. If you call it a day in the planetarium, you gain 2 stars. Well, given that I want to call it a day in... Oh, I don't have it. I don't have The billiard room, or the break room, or whatever it's called now. Sure. Give me the thing. Tauja, the Untamed. Starting tomorrow, each planetarium will contain one trunk. I think I'm going to get here a bit more often when I have the observatory and the planetarium, huh? Seems like there's a bit more to get. There is my break room. Beautiful. Oh, hello! This room got a little upgrade, huh? A coffee machine. Can I get some energy from that? That is the most unrealistic thing ever. Herbert S. Sinclair and Annie Babbage are the only two in the estate with network admin access. This is a lie. Staff contracts are no longer kept on the highest rank. Staff contracts are no longer kept on the highest rank. That means, I don't know, I can't draft this office in the very top or like any kind of bed chamber. Staff notice. The day we all dreaded has finally... This is the same ladder than the maid's chamber. Yep. Oh, look. It is actual people playing chess. I was for a moment. Actually playing darts. Rules for staff. +1 point for consecutive dartboard solved during breaks. Each week point totals reset and weekly leaders gets an extended lunch. Cool. 8. That's 4. That's 0. That's 0. That's 1. No. 2 squared being 4 times 2 is 8. Divided by nothing. Divided by 4 is 2. 1 squared is still 1 times 10 is 10. Done. Oh, keys, thank you very much. But I'm running out of gems now. Very funny game. Do you want gems as a solution or do you want more rooms? Well, I guess I take more rooms, huh? Oh, 2 coin. You know what? Oh, I can't. I'm so sorry, Alzara. I can't even come to visit you. Literally. And this room has a gem as well. Perfect. And a coin. Well, that would solve my key problem, which I would no longer have if I would take this. This is gems and a dead end. Well, I guess we're taking the pump room, huh? I literally just want to, like, draft the clock room now. Thank you! I didn't know I can just ask. Holy shit, how is this fitting inside the room? I wonder if I would, like, walk out now, I would actually see this. Especially if I would draft this in, like, the early beginnings of the floor. Like right next to the entry hall. Would I see this? Like, physically, it has to be there, right? Right? By the way, where is my maximum level security thing? If I am allowed to ask. Because I have seen exactly 0 rooms that have, except this. From the commissary to the courtyard, there was 1 door that had security thing. But nowhere else. So this is a bit weird. Anyway. We are in Studio Edition, yes? Yes. It's no longer the classroom. The classroom is now A04 and the vestibule is A05. And with this, we're going to have an an A04. Bringing us the clock. Sorry, I'm going to write this down correctly. The clock tower. So, what do we have in here? Do we have any torch interaction, magnifiers, batteries, powers, or whatever? We have a big clock on the bottom. That's cool. That's not a clock, that's a time. Alright. Ooh, we can actually look outside, yeah. And this is more or less where we would look. Yeah, that's cool. Doesn't seem to be a power interaction though, at least not that I can see. Oh, hello. Battery pack. And a little mini dove. And that is part of a sigil. Ladies and gentlemen, that is part of a sigil. I know it immediately. Oh, a rook, by the way. This is a violet. I know what violet is. You are violet. Or purple, what I called it. So this symbol is also... So this is violet, violet, and you have poetry. I don't know your name, but I know you have poetry. Southward I see a swan, ashen like sands of the shore, carried by the westward winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Southward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. Forth? Isn't forth written wrong here? Wait a moment. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's vierte. Without the O. Yeah, without the O, it would be coming forth. Clock tower. I'm going to write the entire poem in here. Southward I see a swan. Hello! Ashen like sands of the shore. No new line. Just go in the same fucking cell. Carried by westwardly winds. Are those commas or points? Commas. Next to north is a point, okay. Rogue like this game. The moon of the north. East. New line. Eastward I I see a crow. Dark are the days coming forth. Okay. Edit cell. Extra notes. It's fourth. Not fourth. AKA vierte. Vierte. And has a Orinda Aries symbol on the bottom. If this game continues to be more and more complex, I will probably start to just make a picture of every single thing and put it in my Google Docs. Not Docs, Google Sheet? No, that's Google Docs. Never mind. Sheet is the word equivalent, yeah. That's... Is there anything else in here? Like, I don't think this room is done so quickly. Can I squish my hand and sustain bodily injured? Maybe I gain a permanent debuff. Is that the real time? It is. I mean, not the real time, but it is like the real in-game time. One moment. That is 8. Well, depends on how you look at this, huh? Okay, let's say this is where we are coming in. So this looks currently to the north. So it is... Where's the door? The door is there. So if this is north, then this is 1:30. Which is... pretty soon. And you know what? I'm going to get myself some coffee. Perfect moment. Good evening. I see the puzzle is advancing at a massive speed. So anyway, I have coffee. I also have sour cream and onion chips. By the way, this room will give me 1, 2. There are not a lot of them, huh? Yeah, there are not a lot of these rooms. What rooms are there actually that have that? The break room now. The sauna, the coat check, and the mailroom and the freezer. Okay, okay, alright. There are some rooms that have that. Still, from what I see, this gives me 2 keys tomorrow, which is amazing. Given by my normal amount of keys that I have, which is none. Oh? I was about to say, nothing happened. Never mind. Ooh. Okay, not quite what I expected. Not quite what I expected. Ooh. Oh God, dude, what the fuck am I looking at? We're playing Sabafoon's game, huh? Okay, blue is correct, red is a lie. Oh God! Okay. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Okay, no doubles. 5 of these clocks should be set to a ending on the hour. Okay. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. None of these clocks should be set to a time that contains the numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. This is a lie. This clock should not be on the hour. Oh boy. That is okay, let's start with this one. None of these clocks should be set to a time that contained 1, 2, 3, or 4. That means, effectively, we have a time frame from a clock, so 0, 0, 0, 0. Then we are skipping the entire 10th range. So we can go from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 0, 9. That is the earliest time we can have. Because then we have no 10, no 20, no 30, no 40. But we could go from 0, 0, 5 to 0, 0, 5, 9. Effectively. So those are all the times we can go, and then we start from like this rule effectively to 0, 5, all the way up to 0, 9, and then we are done. That skips it down quite a lot. So we can effectively rule out what we... I should use a different piece of paper for this, by the way. Not the sigil list, I'm gonna call it, okay? So we can have any combination of 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. That is a lie. No 0, 1, no 0, 2, no 0, 3. No 0, 4, but 0, 5 is okay, 0, 6 is okay, 0, 7 is okay, 0, 8 is okay, 0, 9 is okay. Then 5, 0 is okay, 5, 5 is okay, 5, 6 is okay, 5, 7 is okay, 5, 8 is okay, and 5, 9 is okay. So those are all the things that can be. And on the front side, basically, we have, well, the exact same thing. Can have 0, 0. It is actually the exact same logic up to 9. Yep. So we can have a 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, and 0, 9. Because we cannot have a 10. No 11 and no 12. And wait a moment. Okay, after 12 it goes back to 1, so we're having retard times. Which is actually, I'm very happy that we have retard times here. Retard times are AM and PM, by the way. Alright. Each of these clocks would be shipped at different times, so we have no duplicates. Easy. 5 of these clocks should be set to a ending on the hour. Alright, that means we have exactly we have 7? We have 8. We have 8 clocks. Each of them, every single one of them is different. 5 of them are a clock. We have 7 possible clocks. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. This is a lie, so all different, however, is not saying a lot. It is effectively saying that this is most likely a clock, but this is unsent. This clock should not be set on the hour. So we can set most of these on the hour for now. Most of them are on the hour. Okay. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. 5 of these clocks should end on the hour. 3 on the hour. 4 on the hour. 5 on the hour. So basically, all of these are more or less done now. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. The same 3 numbers, but in reverse order. What means reverse order? Like directly reverse? Because in that case there is not a lot of possibilities. There is either 5 o'clock. Like you have, it has to be... It has to be 50:05 and then you like flip it to a time that contains the same 3... Oh no, it has to be 3 different numbers. Where are 3 different numbers? Of another clock here, but in reverse order. Reverse order would mean you read the number... Like if you have... I don't know. 05... 56. Reverse order, in my mind, means this. Let me show you. Okay. This is, in my mind, means reverse order. You have 5, 5, 6 on the one hand, and then reverse order is you literally just reverse, like you read from back to forth. Reverse, however, could also mean 5, 6, 05, and there is a big difference between these, a very big difference. So this is a bit confusing. The clocks are positioned so that the times will go in ascending order. This could just mean no, they are not, or they are positioned to go in descending order, or the order is of no matter whatsoever. Why is this handwritten? Do we have any knowledge about handwritten notes? Only the green ones. No, they're just always handwritten. Nah, whatever. What is the difference between green and red notes, by the way? Five of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. This clock's neighbor should be set to a time containing a 7. Maybe it is actually descending in that part. Because this is valid. This is valid. This is a 7. This is a 6. This is all fair. and you can only contain a 7, either you have like 75, which is the other possibility, or you have 7 o'clock. This clock should not be set on the hour. 5 is also valid. None of these clocks should be set to times that include 1, 2, 3, or 4. None of them does. I mean, these do, but whatever. Two numbers only. Yeah, okay. So one of these clocks is different. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. Okay, if they all have a different time, then the only way to achieve this is a 57. There is no other way. And if we want 3 different numbers, and here's the tricky part. In theory, that would be 4 different numbers. 0, 2, 3, 7. Directly speaking. But I'm beginning to think that this might not be true. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. Yeah, 7 o'clock and something 75 is the only possible solution. Or the 7 o'clock. No, it cannot, because 7 is already taken, so 7 o'clock is not possible. Unless it is 775. Should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock. 0757. But in reverse and without the 0, I guess. So 775. '57, sorry. German kind of thinking. No, that makes no sense. You see what I mean? Like, there is nothing that has 3 different numbers inside of it. I mean, it has, but the clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. I'm currently writing them like they are descending, because I'm a rebel. This clock should be set a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse. This in reverse is not possible to set. This is not 3 numbers, this is not 3 numbers, this is not 3 numbers, okay. Which entry can I take that is a valid time but in reverse? None. At least none of which that has 3 numbers. There are no free numbers that can be reversed and is still readable. Yeah. Because the only number you have, because of these exceptions, is like the 5 series. You could, in theory, like 0, 5, and 50. Okay? That is still only 2. But written backwards, like 0, 5, 5, 6? In reverse would be 6, 5. Yeah, congratulations. None of this makes sense. This rule is completely fucking me. I'm going to be completely honest. As I said, 2 times 0 or 2 times 5 is still 2 numbers to me. So 3 numbers would mean I need something else in one of the 2 positions. I cannot have a 1, I cannot have a 2, I cannot have a 3, I cannot have a 4. Which means, because there is no 6, if you would write it in reverse, it has to be a 5 series. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. This is like the one combination that makes slight sense. Can you see it? Yeah, 0650 is a valid date I can enter. The reverse of this would be 0560. You cannot put 60 on a clock. Okay? This is impossible. Unless this just defaults to a clock, I guess. Which would not be possible because I still have... I already more or less have my position of the o'clock series. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess in theory you could be a clock. So effectively 560 is also known as 6 o'clock. Who doesn't know it? 560, ladies and gentlemen. Which is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, more or less, things that have an o'clock, okay? And if we reverse this, we have... Oh, we have 550 on this one then. And 6 on that. And... now we're looking for one more time. Five of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time, containing all different numbers. 0, 7, 0, 0 in my mind. This clock's neighbor should be set to a time containing a 7, has a 7 in it, has 2 7s in it. Is this a problem? Well, it is higher. That is valid. So what am I looking for you? Starting at here, basically. There can be something you can be correct in. And starting from here you can be correct. Do I have to log in somewhere? No. Right? Oh, sorry. Has to be 5. Then this, however, is no longer possible. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 o'clocks. Given that you have to fit in between, you have to be less now. Earliest thing would be 5:50. However, I only have 2 numbers in here now, and 7507. Oh, 557 can be written as 0755. Okay, here we have our pair. Which would then be in here. Yes. So you are 755. Yep. You are 89577. You're 7 o'clock. You are then 57, which automatically turns you into this on one method. So you are going up 1 as well, which is still valid. Then we have, oops, 6 o'clock. Bit weird in terms of looking at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers, but differently. Yeah, the same things would be and 6, and this is the 7. Cheater. This is the clock that has the difference of that. Yeah, okay, that don't work. Because that's the difference between them. I maybe need more paper for this. Okay, let's make a full draft of this. We have 0, 0, 0, we have 0, 1, 0, 0, we have 0, 2, 0, 3, lie. all wrong. We have 0, 0, 0, 0. We have 0, 5, 0, 0, 0, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, and 0, 9. Of these 6 times I have written in here, there are 5 that are included. 5 are true. Okay? Good. So it have to be 5 of these. This is encompassed. This is important for terms of placement. However, let's only find out the numbers. Let's say they have to descend, okay? So they have to go from high to low. And this is like the interesting thing. We have the rule that one time written backwards that contains 3 different numbers is a valid time. So it has to be 50. There is no other way. If it's written in reverse, it has to be 50. Yeah. So 50. And now 3 different numbers would mean it is not the 5 and not the 0. It is 065 or it is 0750. It is 0850 and it is 0950. Which would all include in 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 5, 5, 5. And 6. You see, there's the problem. How do you do that? No matter what you take, if it starts with any number, it is reversed into a number you cannot write. So that more or less I don't know. I don't see how this is possible. There is nothing that you can write that if written in reverse, given that the 0 comes with you, is still a valid time. Because everything here translates to 560, 570, 580, 590. And all of that is wrong. The earliest time that can be written in both ways with the available numbers you have, like the biggest number you can have is a 5. 6 is not possible on one side or the other. And you can't have 1 or 2 or 3. So you have 0, 5, 5, 0, which can be written backwards and forward in both directions. Congratulations. However, you might have realized that this only contains 2 numbers. That is not valid from how I understand the logic of this. 51 is not present. 52 is not present. 53 is not present. 54 is not present. 55 is present. However, written backwards, this would then be 55 clock and is no longer valid. So nothing other than 50 on the right side is a valid date. And nothing but 05 is valid on the other side. And even that is still two numbers only. 650 written backwards is the same problem again. You have 60, 70, 80 or 90 at the end. Nothing but 00 would make sense in that regard. You either have 00 and 50, or you have 50 and 05 and 50. Everything else cannot be written backwards and still is a time. Unless I miss something. Or the 0 is... Like this thing shows 600. Is it 600 or is it 0600? Because you can argue that these are 3 different numbers. But I would argue those are 4 different numbers. Like... Huh? I would argue those are 4 different numbers. 0 is a number. But arguably this would be possible to write backwards. Because if you just write them backwards now, you have 7, 5, 6. And the 0 is just gone. And I think this has to be. Otherwise this is impossible. Because of the 50 and 5 limitation. So let's try the same logic but without filling zeros, okay? So we still know that we have to set at least some of them. Okay, and we have not this. But 05 is still a thing. On one side. So we have 5 and 05. Big difference. Right? Like if I would write this backwards, I just have 5 and 6. 0, 5, 6. Oh, 0 as the first digit, so 5, 6 at the end. Okay. So yeah, I guess 0 on this side is predominantly set. Okay. Ugh, this is... I like the puzzle idea, but I find the execution a bit chunky for the sole reason that there isn't explained that the 0 would, if you would mirror this, there would be a 0. Okay. So what number can I read backwards and forward and still is valid? Actually quite a lot now. So you would have... Well, still 5 would not work. So it is a 0, 5 at the end. There is no other possibility. Otherwise, whatever you have is 5 x 0, and if x is bigger than 5, then you get 61 or 60, 67 or whatever out of it. So x has to be 5. So it is 5 and... I'm making a lot of writing mistakes right now, which is definitely not helping the cause. Hmm. 505, 605. But the 3 different is still killing me. 60, yeah, that has a difference, which is 506 would be valid. I think. Yes. 505 is not valid. To the opposite of this every time. Oh, 7, 508 and 509. Yeah, it is one of these pairs. Can be 06, 07, 09. That's the 5 series, yes. Well, I guess in theory every single one of them can be correct, in that part. Yeah. This clock should not be set on a time. Should not be set, so this has to be, oops. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clocks in total. So we have 8 slots. In descending order, most likely, given that this is like it is a lie, yes, but it is definitely a direction. This is just saying me don't have set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. This is effectively telling me don't use 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the only thing that tells me. Yeah. Like the only thing that is written in this one, not 0, 0, 0. That is the only thing that tells me. 5 of these clocks should be set to a clock. 5 times X, O, O. That's another rule. Each clock should be a different time. None of these clocks has the thing. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse. This is the second to last clock. So that means from this point onward, it cannot be 0, 0 in any way or form. So this means before this imaginary line, there is at least one clock that is not 0, 0. So not a clock. In these Yeah, so we know this one is definitely not x00, since otherwise you cannot put this. Which means this one can be a clock, in theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this one. So this is not yet completely putting it out. Actually, no, never mind. This clock is still a thing. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time of 7. Okay. That means there is a 7 here and a 7 here. Given that in this section here there need to be, by this section, like one of them is not, because 7 o'clock cannot happen at another time, then one of them is, you have 2 times where this is not the case. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of them is, and this is not a clock. Not midnight. Okay. But this means all 5 clocks are most likely not departed from this. We know that one is dictated in here, and we know another one is dictated in here. One of them is not. This is possible, this is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Shit, dude. That is harder than it looks. Or I oversee something extremely obvious right now. Well, this effectively eliminates 0, 0. So we have 08, 09, 8, 7, 6, and 5 somewhere in this conundrum, okay? This clock should be set to a time that contains all the same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse. Which means it is impossible to formulate in any way or form if this is not 5 o'clock. This has to be 5, otherwise it is not possible. I think. Then, to reach out the space that is left, this has to be 9, this has to be 8. Now, this one has to contain a 7. And this one as well. Eight, 7. Now this is most likely 6. Let's just put it on 6 for now. So this is not all the same numbers. It is 7. There's a 7. 7, 0, 0 is not all the same. We have 6 as a possibility, and this has to include 7 as well. It cannot be 7 o'clock. And it cannot... This has to be 6 actually. Because otherwise it is not possible. So the only other field left is a 5, and the only things that it could be is either 507 or 557. Those are the only numbers that are possible right now in here. You have to be 5, correct. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock but in reverse. The only clock that has 3 different things, and here we have a little bit of a problem, is 7:05. In the reverse order. So 5:07 in this order. If we swap these around, so it has to be above this one, then this is 7:0. Yeah, actually, then this is 7:05. This is just 7. This is 6. Seven oh 6. 6:07. Damn, dude. I'm doing this always on the wrong clock. This must have a 7. This must have a 7. This is the clock that wants to be different. But 0:05 would be such an easy answer, but it doesn't have 3 different numbers. But we need 5 o'clock as well. So we have 4:06 followed by 6:05. Oops. By 6:05. 6:07, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Six oh five, 5:06, 5. And this is too high once again. And we need the 5. The 5 is effectively the highest, yeah. And we need the 9, 8. One of them is missing. This invalidates it again. It's only 2 numbers. And it's invalid. Damn, dude. Okay, holy shit. This puzzle is fucking me right now. The 5 and the 7 part is completely killing me. should be set to a time that contains the same three numbers of another clock here, but in reverse. Because we have to have 05, 06, 07, 08, and 09 a clock. We need those things in between, okay? We need them, period, out, end. Those have to exist. Meaning there can nothing be before 5 and there can nothing be beyond 9. I mean, not technically correct, like you can have 9 and something else after that. Like this is a valid date, yes, correct. But we have to get all of them in here, so... Can I have... 5, 9, 9, 5? 9, 8? Also possible, but I need to have all of them. Because I need all... because I need all 5. Because there are 5 that's on the hour, okay? That is limiting all of this. We have effectively, we have 3 unknown positions. We know, or unknown times, let's call it like that. Because of this, and the inability to roll... Huh. 8, 7. Yeah, the clock numbers have to be here. This could be 707 and this could be 757 and this could be 7. I think in theory this could be possible. Not with this one. 765. Okay, still possible. Shit. Okay, we know it can't be both. So we know one of these 3 positions, one position is either shit 007 057 700 707 or 757. Those are all the things that can be here, okay? At this position. At these positions, okay? It is either or. Oh, and 5. Yeah. And all 7 parts. Shit, so many though. Clocks are positioned so that the times will go up in ascending order. I'm just hoping this goes from left to right, so descending from left to right. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. Seven, 5, 5 would be 5, 5, 7 at this position, which would be valid and would be also correct for this clock, for the one of these clocks. Okay, I'm thinking this is like 7 and this is like 7:55 is not possible. Eight, 9, 7. This clock's neighbor. It's not 0, 0, 0. I am a complete dumbass. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers is completely idiotic. This clock can either be 7 o'clock, 7:07, or 7:55. Those are all the things this clock can be, okay? I am a complete moron, by the way. So we need a double in here. Let's say you are 7:55. Then you can be 7. And you can be 6. Oops. 5, 7. Makes no sense. Yeah, that can't be because this is definitely unequal because it has 3 numbers. Set this clock to a time containing all 3 numbers. Like we have only... This is definitely not an o'clock. Whatever happens, you are not a clock. Impossible with 3 numbers. You need the 5. Effectively, you have to need the 5. You cannot have an o'clock. 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6. Something in between 6 and 5, 5. Six oh five. $6.05 is $6.50, by the way. Doesn't have a 7 in it. Yep. Seven. 7:05 would work on this clock if this is the 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 clocks who are looking direct. Okay, we have 5 clocks that are correct. Whew. 900, 800, 700, 600, 500. All of these are required to satisfy this one. So one check mark, you are satisfied. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Let me double check this. We have 755, 705, and that is 6, yeah. 507. Those are the times we have. None of this is a double, so this one is also checked. Okay. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. Means we need something that is repetitive. We cannot have 05 in here. And it is in between here, so 55 I think is the only answer. Yes. Well, 05 would technically also work, so this one. But then we are cannibalizing us again. With the next statement. So let's say this, like this rule is true. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. So don't have individual numbers. We have 5, 5, we have a double, so this rule is broken, so it's correct. This clock's neighbors should be set to a time containing a 7, 7:55, 7 o'clock. This clock should be set on the hour. Should not be set on the hour. I have set it on the hour. This is a lie. This is a red note. So 7 o'clock, perfectly acceptable for this position. None of these clocks should be times that contain a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me check this again. Yeah. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock, but in reverse order. 507 is the inverse of 705. 507, 705. Correct. So I think this is also correct. And then we have to get 5 o'clock in there, which is this one. Which is in there. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. Okay, hear me out. I will now reverse this completely, which will result in making me realize that handwritten notes on on red paper are okay, apparently. But we are running out of options, and I'm running out of patience, which is arguably the worst of these things. 507. 6. Not possible. Yeah, not possible. Not in that term, yeah. Okay. Well, we know you are ending with 9 then. And you are not 8. Well, you have to end with 8. So because 8 still exists, it needs to be between 8 and 9, and the only number that would qualify for this is like 85 on another clock. So we have 850. Zero. 850. Or 084. Yeah, actually. 850, and then the earliest time now moves up a bit. Which, congratulations, will fuck me here again. But let's go with it. Making this one not 12, please. No, please don't be... Don't be 12, be 0. I think there is no 12. No 0. So we can't have 0, 1 or whatever. We can't have 0, 0. On that part. Okay. That doesn't make it better. So we need, if we want to push this in between 8 and 9, then this needs to be 5, 5, 55. Not possible. Under no circumstances possible. Yeah, no 50. This is not possible. This is not 508 is possible, yes. Let's make it 507. And copy it from here, so 5708. You have a 7 in between, you have a 7 to be qualified. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, like you have to be 5 then. And you have to be 6. And you have to be something different, but with a 7. Damn. You have to be an equal number. Shit. That you have to be a full number is so annoying. 7, 8. You have to be something. So the only other 7 is 607. 6, 607, 7. You need to be full 8, 8, 7, and 9. So you are not 7. 708. That's the problem, because we now need to satisfy this partner. 807 is not there. And you have to end 80 807 708 6. Brother. This puzzle is hurting me. Or I am missing a solution that is quite obvious, or I misinterpreted the rule. Eight, 7. So I need this to be a full clock, and there has to be 8 and 9 after that. Yeah. This contains a 7. Satisfied. 5 and 6 still exist. Problem is 708 is currently not met. 708 is met, but they are in the wrong direction. Seven oh nine. Nine oh seven would make sense, but it's not possible. Like, this can be higher, yes. Nine oh six. Nine oh six. 906. And 9. Not possible because of this. Ah, God! Nine is the last one. So this can't be. Eight, 7. 709. There's a problem because the 7 has to be standing here. Or something in that regard. No, 7 or something. A full number, a full clock with 7 has to stand here. This 7 is rule. There is no other solution. This is 7. 100%. 100%. This is 7. Which means the earliest thing this can be is 6:50. That's the earliest time. And this needs a 7 in it. So this one. That's the earliest. 706. 706. Not possible. 806 608. Doesn't have a 7 next to it. Five, 7. 7, 5, 6. Not possible. To be located there, it must be higher. But there are 2 in before, 5 and 6. Otherwise, I don't see this possible. And at least 3 numbers are just not a given. So we have... What the fuck, dude? Also, they are wrong ordered right now. But this 7 is truth. That 8 and 9 exist is a big problem. And this is the inverse of something else. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. And this needs a double. The only double numbers, actually, holy shit, wait a moment. The only double numbers we don't have 0. And it needs to be a 7. So it is 5, 75. Containing all different numbers is wrong. Allegedly. So we have 557. That is a valid solution. Oh, we have 757 as a valid solution. Or we have... That's all. If you need to have a 7 which repeats itself, you either have 0, or I guess you have 707 as a solution as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the problem. That is the problem. Five of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Ending on 00. So, by process of elimination, because I am not allowed to have 3 different numbers, I need a duplicate. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers, but it has to have a 7 in it. This side as well, and this is number 7. So, allegedly, if this is somehow true, because my initial solution didn't work, somehow, if it goes from low to high, even though this is red, okay, even though it is red, then the only possible thing for this clock to be satisfied and is higher than this, actually. Yeah, holy shit, fuck me. It has to be higher than that. And it needs a 7? But has no... But 7 o'clock needs to exist? What? That's not possible. Like, legit, that is not possible. Is there like a button I have to click to submit my answer and I had the answer before? Because I am beginning to doubt my judgment. Is there something I have to press to initiate my answer? Brina, are you there by any chance? I would think not, because why else would you look at this for so long? You are? Okay. What am I missing? I would take a tip. Because, correct me if... Okay, we'll make it different. I'm going to tell you a statement that I think is correct, and you're going to tell me if this is correct or not. This clock, in the current position... Okay, the other statement. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock are present in the room. Have to be present in the room, correct? Because of this and this. Okay. Then I'm going to ask the most obvious question there is. 5 o'clock is the lowest time in the entire room, and 9 o'clock is potentially the highest. Okay. And even though this is red, the left one is 5 and the right one is 9. Correct? Ah, can't say because of repeated message. Yeah, let me fix that. The fuck. How do you... How does this work? Twitch, why are you looking completely different? Why is it looking completely different? Yeah, no. I wanted to give you VIP, but for some reason the game is just... The game? Twitch is just not letting me? Do I have to actually type that out? Is that a thing I have to do? I don't have many VIPs. Yeah, you are VIP now, but I just didn't found the button for it. Obviously, I knew of the command, but like, there was no button in the UI. So, whatever. Okay. So, first of all, this tells me that handwritten notes... We continue the I tell you a statement and you say correct or not. Handwritten notes on red paper are a truth. Typewritten messages on red paper are a lie. With that saying, not B00, and this wanting to have a 0 in it, 7 o'clock is the only possible solution for this clock. Is this number 5? Yes. It makes no other sense. Now, set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. Translates to me that this is not allowed to be a clock because of 00 and no 55. At minimum. No 757, no 656 and whatever. So no double number. In any way or form. It must have a repeating number. Sorry. Wrong statement. It must have at least one repeating number. It must have at least one repeating number. Okay. And this one repeating number must be a 7. Given that I still have to be lower than 7, it is... and I still have to, like... 6 has to be between this and this. And cannot have a 7. This is either... I guess 6 could move, huh? It cannot be 7. Like, if it has to be in between here, the highest this thing can be... or needs to be higher. There has to be at least one in between. So the highest this can be is 657. The lowest it can be is, in theory, 507. That's the lowest it can be, in theory. Problem is this. 3 different numbers. Six oh eight, 650. That is not containing a 7, so this is out. If I make this 57, this is what I think the highest possible number, which is 756. But 756 now has to go in here, which is impossible. Meaning, this thing must be lower than 9. I am overseeing something completely obvious. I have to. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. It must have a 7 inside. What? It must have a 7 inside, and it must have a repeating number. And it must be bigger than 5. It's 557? Because it can't be 757, because it would be after this one, which is impossible. So this has to be... Come on. 557. This, I don't know, I guess doesn't have to be this. Can be 6. Now we have a bit of a conundrum, because now we have a number in between. Which can be, however, be very small because of the 5. So it ends with 5. 5, 5. 5, 5, 8 would now be correct. And there we have an 855 now. Ah, sorry. Wrong direction. Now this clock is happy. This clock is, in theory, happy. We have 5. Shit. Out of order. I can't swap them. This is killing me, dude. I guess that works. Actually, that is, yeah, the only possible other solution. Cool. Alright, this is, I would classify as either the hardest puzzle I have in the entire game so far, or proof of my here foreseen advanced brain damage. Thank you very much for thank you for having me. As it seems, I have brain damage. Yes, a little bit of both. A bit of the brain, big part of the brain damage. Yes, but we learned something. I mean, obviously, yeah, we got the key, but whatever. We learned something. Handwritten handwritten red notes are a truth. This is arguably a huge find. Oh, thank you for getting me out of this fucking clock room. I wasted so much time by just applying or assuming that the red note was wrong. So I more or less brute forced the wrong solution of the two. And then I made it arguably worse. Where's the exit? Why is it so far away? We have to take a big walk today. All the way back to the sanctum. Twice, actually. Book is ordered, correct. Oh. I will never remember. Okay, which one do we open? Like, I somewhat know where they are, or what they are now, but not really. I think I'm just going to open them and not really try to figure them out, because I think many of that are just being written in the book, if I have to guess. Don't answer this. So I'm making like bubbles of truth statements. You're orange. And you're yellow. Purple has poetry. I mean, we know most about poetry now, huh? Let's open the yellow door. And the purple door. So we have two of them missing. This one is the orange one, and this one is, I don't know, another one. We know the outer ring. Always. But I think I'm not going to bother with that for now. I'm going to read the book first. Yeah. The only thing I will do now is realizing that I have enough coins for the moon pendant, and then we'll get the moon pendant and probably going to call the day inside the break room. For 2 items plus the card thing. And you know what? There are not a lot of things in this world that make me smile in this game, but having 3 items when the game starts, that's a good thing. Yeah, showroom. I was on the correct way. Looks beautiful. Perfectly timed that. Very good. Am I blind? No, it's just a very long way. I mean, hey, productive day, but holy shit, dude. Excuse me. Ich musste noch mein Abendessen holen. Hi. Good stuff. All right, let's go.